What's up, Taiwan? I'm Liao with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan's economy is having its worst year for growth since the financial crisis. The government predicts the economy will grow by just over 1.4% in 2023, the lowest since 2009. Business boomed in 2021 as demand for Taiwan's electronics surged, but since then growth has slowed. Officials blame high global inflation and geopolitical tensions. As Taiwan deals with a demographic crisis, its government is pushing to get more women to have children. That includes increasing subsidies for fertility treatments. But as Jeremy Olivier reports, some say women over 40 could use a bit more than what's on offer.
Ms. Xie is about to make one of the biggest decisions of her life. She and her husband already have one child, and now they want another. But because she's over 40, the risk of complications during pregnancy and childbirth is higher. One of the safest ways to have a child at this point is through in vitro fertilization, or IVF. That's when an egg is taken from a woman's ovaries, fertilized with sperm, and then placed in her womb. Lucky for her, Taiwan's government, looking to slow the rapid decline of the country's birth rate, expanded subsidies for IVF in 2021.
我跟我先生讨论过后，就是因为有补助，所以我们就决定就不要浪费时间，赶快开始做试管。
Ms. Xie has already tried IVF twice with no luck. Under the government's plan, women between 40 and 45 can only get the subsidy for 3 treatments. After that, they're on their own. But reproductive experts say that's just not enough. Once women turn 40, the chance of a successful IVF procedure drops exponentially. So they suggest doubling the number of subsidized treatments, or at least increasing how many embryos are implanted during the procedure.
比如提高比如直到3颗或者到40，就是40到43颗，43岁也许放到4颗，这样的话就可以完成政府的美意，对不对？你要让它能够成功，不是要补助是手段，我最好一次补助它的成功。
But not all are convinced that this is the best approach.
考量到母婴的风险啊，不是说植入越多越好，你植入越多，你到时候你还是要减胎呀。
Taiwan's health authorities say they're working on updating the rules based on public feedback. The country has set aside around $83 million for IVF subsidies for 2024. But as Taiwan's population continues to age and shrink, people like Ms. Xie are hoping more of that money can be used for them to have a chance at parenthood. James Lin and Jeremy Olivier for TaiwanPlus.
Foreign renters in Taiwan are often subject to racial profiling and discrimination when looking for a place to live. Our reporter Reese Ayers looks into the issue.
Nestled in a mountainside suburb in northern Taipei, Fred is very comfortable in his new apartment. He's been living here for several months now, but his journey wasn't smooth sailing, and his experience apartment hunting left him feeling dejected.
When we started visiting places, things got way more complicated than expected, because out of 9 places that we saw, 7 times I was rejected for being a foreigner.
Some landlords weren't so upfront about why they didn't want to rent their apartment to Fred, while others were much more direct.
There was one apartment, and I remember it really well because I think it was like the 7th one. It was a 1-bedroom apartment in Shilin, and Ray, my friend, who's again Taiwanese local, came with me. And when we entered the apartment, he went first, and the landlord was standing in the apartment, and she said, "Oh, I do not rent to foreigners." So we just had to turn around and leave.
Fred, who's from France, feels like he was treated unfairly.
I have have a good job, I have a good salary, I can definitely pay my rent, and I'm a good payer as well. So that's kind of like a security for the landlords. I didn't expect things to be that complicated.
But his story is far from unique. Rental discrimination against foreigners, migrant workers, indigenous Taiwanese and the elderly is widespread in Taiwan. And there isn't much to stop landlords from openly discriminating against potential renters.
At this moment, I don't think there is any law to protect the tenant to rent the house. So the only one who can help is the government. So that's why the government is trying to arrange all the social housing for the people underprivileged, help them to get the proper or reasonable place to stay.
While government programs may be able to help lower-income Taiwanese citizens find housing, it falls on the shoulders of rental agencies to assist foreign and migrant workers to look for accommodations. But even then, landlords get the final say. In this conversation with a rental agency, one potential renter is told, sorry, the landlord has spoken with their family and decided they want to rent to Taiwanese people, not foreigners. While some landlords claim the language barrier prevents them from renting to non-Taiwanese people, deep-rooted racial stereotypes seem to be at the heart of why landlords often reject foreign renters.
A landlord specifically asks not to rent to black people. He thinks like, oh, black people is nice, but then maybe not a good tenant because aggressive is in their genes and whatever. Like almost every landlord had the image of every white guys or girls, like white people likes to party. So probably it's from Hollywood movies.
Settled in his apartment in Taipei, Fred's house hunting ordeal is over for now. But until anti-discrimination laws are introduced to protect renters from being profiled by landlords, stories like Fred's are likely to continue. Klein Wang and Rees for TaiwanPlus.
A team of Taiwanese firefighters has released its hotly anticipated 2024 photo calendar. Once again, Rees has the story.
Flexing pecs and sending hearts. These 13 firefighters from a city in central Taiwan know how to please a crowd. They're the stars of the 2024 Taichung City Firefighter Calendar. And some models spent a long time gearing up for the big shoot. This year, organisers also invited a nurse from the local ambulance brigade to take part in the shoot. The calendar has become an annual tradition for the city's fire department. More than simply showing off the team's impressive physiques, the rescue workers hope the calendar can promote healthier lifestyles. The project also aims to promote fire safety and raise awareness of the difficult and dangerous jobs rescue workers do. After their moment in front of the cameras, it'll be back to putting out fires and saving lives for these brave rescue workers. Alex Chen and Rees for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's main air travel hub has declined steadily in global rankings over the past 4 years. Experts have weighed in on why performance has been slipping. Philip Broussard has more.
Taiwan's Taoyuan International Airport has ambitions of becoming a regional travel hub, but those plans may have hit a few delays. Earlier this year, British consulting company Skytrax ranked Taoyuan Airport 82nd overall in the world. After placing 13th 4 years ago, Taiwan's main travel hub has steadily slipped in the rankings. Experts say it's because competition is getting tougher.
因为其实在疫情期间，非常多的国家机场重新翻新以及重新定位。
Airports in nearby countries like Singapore, Japan, and South Korea have maintained high marks, all staying in the top 10 over the past 4 years. Keeping up with the latest in technology is a big reason why.
比方说像新加坡的一些空桥对接啦，成田机场的部分，比较年纪大的旅客，他们提供一个 AI 的接驳的一个服务在机场内。
Taoyuan Airport may have missed an opportunity to upgrade its facilities during the pandemic, but it's currently undergoing an expansion project, building a new third terminal to accommodate more travelers. Now might be the time for airport authorities to reevaluate and pivot if they still intend on making the airport a regional travel hub. Leon Lien, Leslie Liao, and Philip Broussard for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Before we go, check out these adorable elephant twins at Kenya's Samburu National Reserve. I'm Leslie Liao, take care, and I'll see you next time.